Hey, Cincinnati parents, welcome. So, if you're tuning in to this explainer, you probably already know the basics of childhood myopia, nearsightedness, and you know there are quite a few options out there to help manage it. But here's the million-dollar question. How does your eye doctor actually figure out which of those choices makes sense for your kid? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Think of this as your practical toolkit. We are definitely not doing any online self-diagnosing here. Instead, we're giving you the exact framework eye care professionals use, so you can walk into your customized myopia consultation fully prepared. Let's jump right in. Here's our roadmap for today. First, a plan that actually fits, then the 5 decision categories doctors use. After that, we'll run through some questions to consider, look at monitoring and consistency, talk about a few important treatment realities, and finally, how to get ready for your consultation. All right, part 1. A plan that fits. It's all about setting the right goals. Now, before we even start talking about specific contacts or drops, we have to figure out what the ultimate goal is, right? The ideal outcome isn't just about throwing the most aggressive treatment at the wall to see what sticks. No, it's about building a customized plan that gives your child clear vision, protects their long-term eye health, and, this is crucial, actually fits into their real everyday life. Because honestly, if a treatment doesn't fit their daily routine, it's just not going to work. Which brings us to this absolutely fundamental truth. No single myopia treatment is best for every child. Since every kid has completely unique eyes, genetics, and daily habits, there's just no universal best option out there. What works like a charm for your neighbor's kid might be a terrible fit for yours. Moving on to part 2, let's look at the 5 decision categories, basically your decision toolkit. So I want you to picture a 5-part decision wheel. This is exactly what eye doctors use to narrow things down. The first piece of that wheel, the clinical pattern. This is all about the baseline data. Your doctor wants to know how old your child is and exactly when their myopia started. We know that early onset myopia usually means a faster progression. They'll also look at the current prescription, how fast it's changing, your family history, and, if it's available, their axial-length trend, which is basically a measurement of how much the eyeball itself is physically elongating. Next up is Category B, Eye Health and Anatomy. This is the physical landscape of your child's eye. Every single eye is shaped a little differently, so an eye doctor maps the corneal shape and checks the health of the eye's surface. Say your kid has severe dry eye or a really unique corneal curve. That physical reality might completely rule out certain contacts while making other options look great. It all comes down to what the eye can safely and comfortably handle. Category C is Child Readiness. Now, this one is super personal. It has nothing to do with the eyeball itself, but everything to do with your child's maturity. Can they consistently wear their glasses? Do they actually have the dexterity to put in and take out contacts safely? Are they going to follow strict hygiene rules like, absolutely avoiding water while wearing contacts so they don't get an infection? Or are they okay with taking eye drops? Being totally honest here is absolutely vital for their safety. Then we have Category D, Lifestyle. What your child does every day completely changes which treatments make sense. Think about their school day, homework, screen time. What sports are they into? Swimming and hockey bring up totally different visual challenges compared to, say, dance. Do they travel a lot between different households or caregivers? And hey, do they actually like wearing glasses, or are they desperate for some visual freedom during the day? And the final piece of the wheel is Category E, Family Responsibilities. A myopia plan doesn't just fall on the kid. It's a team effort. Caregiver supervision is a must. Does your family actually have time for all the follow-up appointments? Is everyone comfortable dealing with contacts, overnight lenses, or daily drops? Bottom line, the chosen plan has to be something your entire family can realistically stick to week in and week out. All right, part 3, questions to consider. Let's run through 4 brief hypothetical examples. Let's put that decision wheel to the test with a thought exercise. Scenario 1. What if you have a younger child who just isn't ready for all the hygiene rules of contact lenses? And honestly, they really like wearing their glasses anyway. Well, using our toolkit, the conversation with your doctor is naturally going to pivot towards specialized glasses designed specifically for myopia management. Okay, what about a totally different kid? Let's say you have an older, mature child. They have great hygiene, and they're completely fine with the idea of daily disposable lenses. As long as their eye anatomy is a good fit, this really opens the door for daytime, soft multifocal contacts. Plus, they get the benefit of a fresh, clean lens every single morning. For scenario 3, picture a really active athlete, maybe a competitive swimmer or a hockey player who wants nothing more than to be totally lens-free during the day. Based on those lifestyle needs, Treatments like overnight Ortho-K lenses, which actually gently reshape the cornea while they sleep, could give them that daytime visual freedom they need for their sport, assuming their eye shape works for it. And lastly, what if a family is leaning toward a drop-based approach? Maybe the child just isn't ready for lenses yet, or their routine involves bouncing between multiple caregivers, so a simple nightly eye drop is just the most consistent option. In that case, bringing up low-dose atropine drops during your consultation makes perfect sense. Now, I want to be super clear here. These are strictly hypothetical scenarios just to help you brainstorm. This is for educational information only. These examples just show you the kinds of questions you should be asking, but they absolutely do not replace a professional, individualized medical recommendation from your eye doctor. Section 4. Monitoring and consistency. We'll look at clinical tools and safe follow-up. So once a plan is actually chosen, how do we monitor it? A big piece of the puzzle involves advanced clinical tools, like the Topcon MYAH. This is a device that gives highly accurate measurements of axial length, which, again, is the physical lengthening of the eye, and it provides detailed corneal topography, mapping the exact shape of the front of the eye. Measuring that axial length is a totally vital, objective way to track myopia progression, way beyond just having them read letters off a wall chart. And taking a really close look at the ocular surface health and the meibomian glands helps your doctor figure out if a specific product, like a contact lens, is actually going to be safe, healthy, and comfortable for your child in the long run. Moving to Part 5, Important Treatment Realities and Setting Realistic Expectations. Let's do some real talk and set some non-judgmental expectations about what myopia management can and cannot do. First off, an advanced treatment that your family can't reliably stick to is just not practical. Consistency and regular, safe follow-ups are mandatory, no exceptions. Second, depending on the data, sometimes just monitoring the situation is the right first step. You don't always have to jump straight to intervention. Third, sometimes doctors might consider combining treatments. But here is the most crucial takeaway. Literally no treatment on Earth can guarantee that myopia progression will just magically and completely stop. The goal is to slow it down and protect their long-term health, but we have to keep our expectations realistic. And our final section, Part 6, Preparing for Your Consultation. The next steps for Cincinnati parents. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. Let's talk about what you should do next. Your immediate goal is just to empower yourself. Go read through the parent and specific treatment guides linked by Well Eyecare. Then, grab that 5-part decision wheel we talked about today, sit down, and write out your own questions based on your child's unique lifestyle and readiness. Once you've got those questions ready to go, it's time to schedule a dedicated, personalized consultation. This educational explainer was prepared from clinical resources reviewed by Rawzi Baik, OD, at Well Eyecare in Cincinnati. Thank you so much for joining me today and bringing your focus to such a critical topic. So, taking a hard look at your child's daily routine, their maturity, and your family's schedule, what does your unique myopia profile actually look like? Are you ready to map it out? Take what you've learned, write down your questions, and go take control of your child's visual future at your next visit. Keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.